Hi, it's Ruth Mitchell, and today I want to share with you some information that's very important as far as the safety of using essential oils with cats. Let's think about some important considerations. Not all essential oils are created equal. There are many oils on the market that will be labeled as 100% pure, but you need to stop and think, has this been contaminated, which means has it been exposed to either pesticides or insecticides? Or has it been adulterated? And there are several ways they can be adulterated. A small amount of the oil can be put in a bottle, and then other kinds of oil can be added, or even vegetable oils or that kind of thing can be put in there. Preservatives may be put in there. And if that happens, then they may be very toxic to the animals. It makes it a much less expensive oil, but it's also a much more potentially dangerous oil. And that's why we want to avoid them. It's these type of oils that you read about the stories on the internet. Oh, essential oils killed my cat, or you should never use essential oils with cats. That's absolutely not true. If you're using the right oil in the correct manner, they can be totally safe. However, the only safe oils for your cat are the doTerra oils because they have been third-party tested as well as undergoing a minimum of 54 in-house tests. They are certified pure tested grade oils. Now, it's always interesting to me that the oils are the first line of blame when something happens with an animal. People don't stop and think about the other things they're using in their houses. There are many dangerous and toxic substances in our houses. Candles, air fresheners, cleaning solutions, fabric refreshers. Many of these have been contaminated or adulterated. And nowadays, people are loving it when they find products that have quote unquote essential oils in them because they love the smell. But again, which essential oils are being put into those products? They may be the toxic ones, and that may be making them very unsafe for the cats in the house. Has the animal recently received vaccinations or been given some flea and tick medication? That's another thing to think about. Was this a new medication for them? What was their reaction? Maybe they were fine and then, they again reacted a little bit late to the vaccination. And yet at the same time, the person started using essential oils and the first thing they blame is the oil. That may not be the case at all. What if that cat is lying on blankets or bedding that's been washed with some dangerous detergent or fabric softeners, or especially a dryer sheet? Studies have shown that dryer sheets are the most toxic substance we have in our house. So again, the cat may have tolerated the detergents or the fabric softeners or even the dryer sheets for a certain length of time, but has just reached their tolerance level and is starting to have issues. And at that same time is when the person's introducing essential oils. And the first thing they do is blame the essential oil when it may be those other substances. What's the cat eating? Are they getting dried kibble only with no nutritional quality, or even canned food that has minimal quality? That might be a problem. Are they breathing secondhand smoke or any of those unhealthy room fresheners like plug-ins or air freshener sprays? And then I'll always ask people, have you tried other essential oils on them and have you diluted those oils? And people are often very surprised by that question about dilution. And we'll talk about that a little bit more in a couple of minutes. We know that when you're using the oils with the cats, you need to know their health history and if they have any issues. We never use oils in the ears, the eyes, the nose, or around the genitals. And we use caution if they are pregnant, nursing, a very young cat, or on certain medications. Now, we don't use them topically, which means actually on the cat's skin, if they already have a topical medication or dermal patch that has been applied by the veterinarian or recommended by the veterinarian. And we wait 48 hours after a topical flea or tick medication product is used before we start using oils with the animal. We never use xylitol products around the cats. The only two doTerra products that would include are the On Guard toothpaste and On Guard beadlets. And if the pet ever has a negative reaction to the oil, or you think that's what it is, you don't want to just rush them to the sink and start washing them, because water and oil don't mix. And so the water is not going to dilute the oil. What you would need to use is a fractionated coconut oil. And the good news is that essential oils are fairly quickly excreted from the body. And so if they do have a reaction, it's going to be very short in duration. With horses, it's 1 hour. Dogs, it's 9. With cats, it's a little longer. It's 38 hours. But if you've given them that bath with the fractionated coconut oil and you've watched them for 38 hours and everything is fine, then you're okay to start oils again. Certainly not the oil that caused the reaction. Now, you always want to keep your oils in a safe place where they can't be knocked off the table. We all know that cats consider it their total responsibility to push everything off tables. And you've got a couple of potential problems here. First of all, there would be broken glass. And so if the cat then jumped off the table, they would be injured because they would be cut. And there also might be a toxic amount of oil, because if that bottle was full, that's way too much oil for anybody. And if it's an oil that we don't normally use around cats anyway, that would be especially not good. And we also want to keep your diffusers in a safe location where they cannot be knocked off the table for all the same reasons. Now, if you have put some oil on yourself, I would wait about 30 seconds before you pet the animal, because that is topically adding oil to the animal. And this may be an oil that we don't want to use topically on the cat. So just wait about 30 seconds and then you'll be fine to pet your animal. Now, oils that we always avoid around cats are tea tree, birch, and wintergreen. However, this is primarily for topical use. If you want to use those oils in your diffuser, as long as the animal has the ability to leave the room, it's going to be fine to diffuse around them, because they're in the room with the diffuser, they smell it and they go, ooh, I don't like this. Then they can go ahead and leave. Other cautions that we take are if the cat has epilepsy or seizures, they have some kind of clotting or bleeding disorder, they're on any anti-diabetic medications, or they are pregnant. And this is why I said earlier that you really need to know all of your animal's health issues so that we could adjust how much oil to use or which oils to use. Now, internally and topically, we always avoid these oils. These are the citrus oils: bergamot, grapefruit, lemon, lime, orange, peppermint, spearmint, and tangerine. And again, you can go ahead and diffuse these as long as the animal has the ability to leave the room. Now, dilution, as I mentioned earlier, is extremely important. Animals are not just small children. Cats are not just little kids. Like humans, they each are an individual. They each have a specific body chemistry, and so their response to the oils is going to be dependent on their body's chemistry. So if you are using them topically, they need to be diluted more than you might think. And what you're going to do is put it on the animal and then watch them for about 15 to 20 minutes. And if at that point you don't feel like you're getting the expected results, but the animal has been fine, you can go ahead and carefully increase the amount of oil. Now, with cats, our dilution percentage is usually 0.5% to 2%. And in the comments, type the word dilution, and I will send you specific information on the correct dilution for the use of oils with cats. So I hope this has given you the information that will help you realize that it really is safe to use doTerra essential oils with your cats. And don't forget to write the word dilute in the comments, and I'll get back to you with any specific information that you would like on how to dilute specifically an oil for your cats.